Olha, Hugo, onde a água anda. O carro veio hoje da garagem, olha.
Heavy storms cause flooding in Morges. Heavy storms hit Switzerland on Tuesday afternoon, according to Meteo Swiss. Flooding in the basement of the Skyguide control center led to the closure of the airspace in Geneva for about 2 hours. A total of 18 incoming flights had to be cancelled on Tuesday evening, an airport spokesman told NA. 12 were diverted. Another 22 flights were cancelled. According to reports, around 150 passengers had to spend the night at the airport. They were supported with camp beds in Terminal T2 and were provided with drinks and food. The Vaud region was particularly affected by the bad weather. The city of Morges, VD in particular, experienced heavy flooding. The main storm peak was very local and did not move, moving very little, so that there was a significant accumulation of water in several places. Aude Untersee, forecaster at the Federal Office of Meteorology and Climatology, explained to Keystone-ATS on Tuesday evening, Meteo Swiss. He reported flooding in Morges in the Penthalaz and St-Croix regions. The absolute record that could be achieved in Switzerland in 1 hour was achieved with 98 millimeters of water falling on L'Auberson, he said. This is huge. A cumulative 129 millimeters of water fell over 2 to 3 hours, which is spectacular, he explained. The stations of Fechy VD, Reverol VD, and Cassonay VD recorded 26 millimeters, 53 millimeters, and 41 millimeters respectively in less than 2 hours, he said. In Morges, the flood picture was most impressive. A heavy storm at the end of the day caused the river of the same name to overflow its banks. Several places are flooded along the banks of the Morges, especially at the Moulin roundabout. Behind the station, editor's note. A tree has also fallen into the waterway. Vaud police spokesman Jean-Christophe Sauterel told Keystone-ATS. The flooding has caused material damage, but no casualties have been reported at this time, the city of Morges said in a press release issued Tuesday to Wednesday evening. Intervention teams are working to restore the situation. The landline telephone network was cut in 9 Vaud municipalities due to the bad weather, as indicated by the Alert Swiss application. The municipalities concerned are Pampimi, Savory, Clermont, Apples, Jens, Cottons, Reverol, Villers-sous-Jens, and Bussy-Chardonnay. Emergency services are only accessible via the mobile phone network, the press release added. The public is asked to inform people around them. According to the Morges newspaper, the flooding was visible near the Independence Park but also reached the city center towards the Grand Rue. The parking lot of the sports park was no longer accessible in the evening, according to local media. Photos show terraces flooded, water seeping into businesses and restaurants. The western entrance to the city was the worst affected, according to images from Keystone-ATS. In total, around 20 incidents were reported in the west, center, and north of the Vaud canton, according to the police. There were local flooding, landslides, and temporary road closures. Mr. Soderl summarizes, referring to the situation that eased shortly before 11 p.m. Police have not reported any injuries.
Regardez ça.
Several towns in the Apples VD region were without landlines on Wednesday morning due to the severe weather that hit the region, according to the online site of the Alert Swiss Confederation. Emergency services were only reachable via mobile phone networks.
Il y a la barrière, là, le bois est retenu par la barrière. Mais regardez le débit qu'il y a. Regarde. Normalement, il y a 5-6 mètres de moins là.
The storm cell also caused excitement in the canton of Basel-Land. According to police, several hundred reports of flooded basements, power outages, and other damage were received in Liestal on Tuesday evening. A spokesman for the Capo Basel-Land shaft said this at the request of the Keystone SDA news agency. In addition to the cantonal capital, Frankendorf and Villensdorf were also affected. Initially, there were no reports of injuries in Vaud or Basel-Land.